Right, well, good evening once again. We've cleaned up the engine a bit. As you can see, it's still a bit messy in places, but it's a lot cleaner, which is a right result. So we're going to go and do these pushrod tubes. Okay, so we'll go through the process. First thing we've got to do is take the rock cover off, which is just a screwdriver on the spring clip. Ooh. Job done. Okay, so our rocker cover's off now. Can you see all right from there? You're actually on a stand, and I don't know how well it's going to work, or whether I've got enough space on the phone to do this, or whether anybody's interested anyway. But who knows? Okay, now I've never done these before, but they don't look difficult to do, to be fair. So first thing we're going to do is take off these 4 bolts along here. And get these out of the way. Try not to lose anything. Try and keep everything clean. And try and put everything back in the same place. That's the plan. Okay. These have got washers on as well. And what we'll do is we'll find out the torque. Oh, it hasn't got a washer. There's a washer missing. Someone's obviously been in here before. Right, 4 nuts. And then we'll just get these off. Put them somewhere safe. As safe as we can. Good, there we go, so they're off. And then we've got the pushrod tubes. Now we're going to take these out and we're going to put them back in the same place that they come out from. Okay, always a good idea, even if it doesn't matter if you do. I always find you take things out, put them back where they come from, you're less likely to have any trouble with it. Okay, can you see? Right, push rods are out now, and so we've got to get these tubes out of the way. Now then, my tubes look absolutely manky, rusty, thin as anything. And I'm worried that if I grab hold of them with a pair of pliers or something like that, and you can see where they've been dented before, where someone has grabbed hold of them before to try and move them. So what I've done is I've made up a sort of a special tool. And where are you? You there? Can you see? All I've done is I've just got a couple of little round bits of steel, which are the right size, that I can put round the tubes and grab hold of that with a pair of mole grips rather than grabbing straight onto the tube. And what it'd do, in theory, is spread the load a little bit. Oh, where are you? Spread the load a little bit and stop me from crushing the tube. So I'm twizzling it round and pulling it out. Look at that! Oh, superb! Now you're talking. Now that worked fantastically. Look at that, just cut a little bits of metal. And there we go, 1 tube out. Now that was one with a manky leak that someone tried sealing up before, as you can see. Okay, I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to pull all of the sleeves, all of the tubes out, keep them in the same order, and then clean up everywhere around it. So bear with me just for 1 moment. Okay, so here's one. Look, there you go. You see, you can see. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but there's a dent there where someone's got it off for. So this is what I did: is I just got 2 little bits of metal, that are almost a perfect fit. Clamped them and they just popped them out, which is absolutely superb. I've got it in my brains. If I was ever going to do a load of these engines, I would. I'd make a special tool, which I think would be awesome. I might do it if I get bored one day, but as I'm only ever going to do this one, I'm not going to bother. So seals, they're just an O-ring on both ends. Ooh, that was tight. Okay, and all we're going to do is just clean it up. Clean up where it runs. Now then, I bought an engine gasket set complete, and I bought a set of engine mountings as well for it. The engine mountings were only about 22 quid, which I thought was a right bargain. The engine gasket set was about 70 quid, I think. And it's got the green seals in it. Now I've looked on the interweb and people are complaining about the green seals, saying they're shite. But they're what I've got, so they're what I'm going to use. And so, well, I'll let you know at some point or other whether or not they leak again, and I have to change them with some decent ones. So, I'm just putting a little bit of grease on it just to help it on its way. Putting the seal on and then smearing the grease around it so it will slide in nice and easily into where it's got to go. Same on the other end. And another seal. This is one of those jobs, like I say, I've never done this before, but I reckon if I was working in a VW garage, this would be a right bonus job, this. I think it's something that you could do very, very quickly if you, once you got used to doing them. Okay, so you see I've got a new seal on both ends. So now all we're going to do is put it back in. I've cleaned up where it has to go. Can you do this from where you are? Or have I got to move the camera? Can you see that? Let's move the camera. Let's try moving the camera. Moving the light. I'm trying to get you good light in here so you can see what I'm doing, but it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to get it. I can see all right. It's just that the camera doesn't seem to see very well. Let's try that, shall we? You there? You there? Good. So all we're going to do, we're going to slide this back in. This one came out of this place. So we'll put it through. I've cleaned it all up. Where it goes. And I'm just going to centre it where it needs to be. That's where it is. And then I'm just going to tap it in very gently so it goes into position with a socket. Okay, and that's it. One done. Should we have a look? So you can see where. Oh, where's my torch? Torch. So you can see where we are in that, and you can see it's gone in where it needs to go. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Good. And that's it. One tube done. We'll do the other 4 and then I'll come straight back to you. Bear with me. Okay, you're back with me. Fantastic. Good. So 4 tubes are in. Now then, I was expecting this to have some spring clips holding the tubes down, but it didn't have any in it when I took it apart. And I've looked on the interweb again, and it appears that people don't bother using them half the time, so I'm not going to bother. They weren't in it in the first place. What I have done, and I don't know if you can see, but I've just put a smear of sealer around this end. Can you see that from where you are? Yes, you can. Good. Okay, so just around, cleaned it all up, put that in. Now these tubes go in. Now the tubes have to locate both ends, but you can you can see that they're located when they're in, if you see what I mean. So you have to make sure. No, you won't be able to see this. I hardly see it myself without the glasses, to be fair. If I lift that up and make sure it's located, oh shit, it was until I moved it again. Make sure it's located at this end, and that one too. Good. And what you can do is you can look down the tube and you can see whether or not it's located at the other end, which it is, which they both are. Fantastic. And if they're not, I've done the other side already, and if they're not, you can just get a little spike in and just manoeuvre it around until. Good. Sorry about that. I ran out of space on the video. You know what? And I've completely forgotten where we were. So what I've done, I've bolted these back on, and everything's centered up. Everything's done. That's what I was going to say. The oil leaks. Now I can't do change or refit the fuel pump because there's a bit of heat shield that goes behind it, and the heat shield's knackered. So I've got to repair the heat shield. So what I'm going to do next is repair all of the heat shields as much as I can anyway. The gaskets, replacing a few little sort of gaskets here and there. There's no interest there. There's nothing exciting about that kind of stuff. So when I get a chance, and I'm struggling for time at the minute, but when I get a chance, I'll be back out here and I'll just go through replacing some of the little gaskets and seals and that sort of stuff around the rest of the engine. Okay, so I'll put this on for the sake of it because I probably won't put another video on for a while, I'm afraid to say. It's just, like I say, time and what I'm doing to it is a bit dull. But yeah, I will catch up with you soon. See you in a while.